Junior X30 is up next, and Josh Rattigan joins me. He'll be racing in this class, driving the 27 kart. Now, you've had a particularly bad year of it. You had a bad injury you sustained at Fullbeck, I think, last year, broke your leg. We're having a look at the x-rays now. We love a few broken leg x-rays. They always look good, but not great for you. Just talk a little bit about the time you've had off. I think 8 months out, I think?
Yeah, 8 months, just so frustrating from the day I had the accident. Just coming back a few weekends, just being able to watch, and it's just frustrating how I could have been out there, top 3, Super 1, and then just not being able to be out there.
Yeah, very unfortunate for you, but I always say it's interesting when kids come back from a bad injury to see just how much character they've got, and you've obviously got character in spades, because I was watching you out in practice yesterday and you were going for overtake after overtake, one chance straight in for the overtake, which is what you want to see when somebody comes back from an injury. But just talk a little bit about your comeback. When did you make your comeback? I think it was in January, was it?
Yeah, just came back in January just for a little test to see how I was, and straight back into it. Done a few Euro rounds, been straight back out, loved it. And yesterday, very quick, and then yesterday, quali didn't go to plan. I just messed up one of the last laps, which put me back into 8th.
Was that down to your mechanic, your dad, or was that down to you making a mistake?
No, it was my mistake. I was second going into that lap, and then just made my own little mistake going into the hairpin brakes a bit early, and it just messed my whole lap up.
So you started, where did you qualify then, P10?
Yeah, I think overall it was about P10. So I P10 for that heat, made my way very quickly up to the front and got P2 in the end.
Okay, so second in the first race of the weekend. Obviously we've got another heat, and we've got the pre-final and the final that we're filming coming up. What would be a good result for you this weekend? Listen, I know you're a front runner. I know you're only ever thinking about your fun comes from winning. I know that. But this weekend, the first weekend of Super 1, bearing in mind you only came back in January, what would be a good result for you this weekend?
Top 5 for the best, and then that would give me good points for the start of the Super 1 Championship.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Several drivers in this grid that we really rate. Josh Rattigan amongst them. Pole position, Clayton Ravenscroft. Luke Whitehead alongside him. Dragan Pinson and Alessandro Sananetti on the second row. From Taylor, Walker, Dewey, Edgar, Shane White and Rufus Hunt. Then we've got LaFlamme and Oliver Gray from Alex Lay, the rookie, and Nelson King. Several drivers outside the top 20 to watch as well. Josh Rattigan and Caden McQueen in particular should be very strong. We're waiting for a good start. In the tram lines we go, and it's a cracker. Clayton Ravenscroft straight across to chop across on Luke Whitehead. No problems at all. A few of them going over the grass, but that is otherwise a reasonable getaway. And Clayton Ravenscroft from the front, from Hedge End, is having an absolutely terrific season anyway. And here at the first round of Super 1, he is looking like he is not going to be beaten today as they all jostle through the Litchfield Bridge. Dragan Pinson up to second place. He's got the jump on Whitehead. Dragan Pinson is another one who has a great chance to win the championship in 2018. It's all about how they come into every single weekend and how they get the job done. And so far this weekend, Ravenscroft has been making a lot of progress through the weekend. He comes into this season obviously off the back of clinching the Iami Valencia Winter Cup back in February. Whitehead in third position at the moment. He's another one who's very highly rated.
Absolutely. My championship tip for this season was Reggie Dewey. He's there, I think, in, what is he, about 6th place, something like that?
He is there in 6th. He's had a really difficult weekend thus far as Reggie Dewey.
Somebody's losing.
Yeah, something's lost.
That is
that body work?
It looks like a chain guard, possibly. Can't
wow.
quite see from here. But, yeah, I was saying earlier, we were talking about Joe Turney, Jake, was saying that he's got it. Here's another driver, the 75 kart driven by Clayton Ravenscroft. You see him around the paddock this weekend, and he's another driver that, you know what, you can't sort of define it in words what he's got, but he has got it, and he's got it in spades. It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, we got a spin. We got a spin in there. Now, who's that's gone around? That's Alicia Barrett. Now, Barrett is having a fairly reasonable transition to the Fusion Motorsport team this year, but this is what happens when you try and go for a late lunge on the inside. But to be fair to her, she did have someone coming off the curb into her there. That was kind of not really her fault at all.
Yeah, difficult one, that racing incident, I think, but Alicia not coming off the best. But I was talking about, Oliver Behrman from Great Baddow on the 87 kart. I was talking about Clayton Ravenscroft, Jake. He's just got it. He's got it in spades, there's no doubt, and he's been winning in Europe, as we know, and it wouldn't surprise me if over the next sort of 7, 8, 9 years we were looking at him as potentially the driver that may end up in something like F1. He is certainly he's got the look, he's got the thing going on. It's all going on with him, and we know he is super fast and doing really well out in Europe.
Alessandro Serenetti making up places, the English champion trying to work his way through. He had an absolutely astonishing final one. He came from about 28th position on the grid. So look at this, 3 wide as well as we're tussling away for position. That is the 47, Axel Laflamme coming back. Now Laflamme should be walked towards the front. In qualifying, he was the fastest of all, don't forget. His arm is in the air, come on. What is going on here? We're just playing cat and mouse. He's getting very frustrated this weekend.
I can tell you, Jake, on Saturday when I left the circuit, as he looked to lose, well, he may lose a place, he may hold on.
Alex Walker trying to come through.
As I left the circuit on Saturday night, as Flam loses more places, his arm will go up again, no doubt. There he goes, both arms in the air. He's lost 5 places through the one turn. Now, he did mention to me, Axel, you had Reggie Dewey down as the favourite, but I came first and second, and he was leading the championship at that point. I didn't say anything to him at the time. But it's a very long season, Jake, as he's finding out.
That's the 52 trying to get in there. Tom Edgar, no relation to the various Edgars who have done an absolutely cracking job in the last few years of Super 1. It's a different family. Tom Edgar from Northern Ireland, although, of course, ironically, Tom Edgar, he's at Fusion Motorsport as Johnny Edgar has been. Now, hang on a minute. We saw that chain guard fly up in the air, didn't we? The 95. Nelson King has been given a technical flag. Was that his chain guard, I wonder?
Could be, possibly. Somebody going across the grass there as well.
That is Nelson King losing places, so he's dropping back. Look, he's cruising in. Has he lost his chain guard? I think he has. It could be him there that's ended up having to be called into the pit. Now, here's a funny driver this weekend, Lewis Thompson. He's been up and down this grid like a pendulum. He has had so much speed, but it's never, ever gone his way in terms of luck. He's had a lot of flair, Lewis Thompson, and he's another one who could come through and win this championship. On the Birrell Art chassis, he's looked very strong all weekend. The number 79 is a very talented young racer, and here at BF International, he has come to battle every single time he has got into the kart. So he is definitely going to be one to keep an eye on in 2018. Here's Reggie Dewey having a go at Joseph Taylor, who we have known about as a top talent of the future since cadets. He was the vice champion, don't forget, 2 years ago. Joe Taylor definitely has what it takes to go to the top of this sport and beyond.
Joe Taylor, of course. Now you notice, guys, on the left-hand side of your screen,
there goes Dewey. Dewey on the inside. Now, has he got enough grip on that inside line, or will Taylor just get him straight back up the inside? No, well covered by Reggie Dewey.
I was just going to say about Joe Taylor there, he's got the white number on the blue background. If you look at him there in 4th place, that denotes the rookies. I can tell you, he is definitely, Jake, not a rookie. A rookie should be defined as somebody who's taking part not in a particular class for the first time, but the actual championship for the first time. So Taylor there is shown as a rookie. He isn't a rookie. So the leading rookie basically is Casper Stevenson.
Yeah, he's the rookie in this class, we should point that out. But having been a vice champion at cadet in the IARMY paddock in 2016, Joe Taylor knows the Super 1 paddock very well indeed. Looking behind him though, that is Alessandro Serenetti, the E-Plate English champion from 2017, of course, at Junior X30 level. He's been absolutely perfect. He was recently crowned the Downforce UK Kart Racer of the Year last year for his efforts at the club level, and here in 2018 he's been absolutely superb. Oh, diving up the inside, nearly running out of road. That is Caden McQueen making the move on the inside there of, what was that, Alex Walker, who's had a really difficult lap from his point of view as Rufus Hunt comes through across the line. We've now got a massive squabble. Gilbert, who's making his progress. Now, Lewis Gilbert is another one who should be at the sharp end. At the beginning of the weekend, Lewis Gilbert was trading paint with his teammate Clayton Ravenscroft as they battled away. McQueen now up the inside of Lewis Gilbert, so the young man from Milton Keynes gets through another position. I am surprised at how difficult this weekend has been for Lewis Gilbert. He made the switch to the KR Sport team It's getting wet again. You've just seen the rain coming down a little bit more as the rain intensifies just a little bit. That's going to make things tricky. But no, Lewis Gilbert has switched teams in the last few weeks. He joined Chaos Sport just in time for the Miami X30 Euro Series first round at Salisbury's. He settled into the team beautifully, but he's had none of the luck in the early part of 2018. Lewis Thompson there battling away in front of, now who's that as he battled away with there? It looks like Tom Edgar, the 52, he was trading places with there as they run through. There's Casper Stevenson, leading rookie. Up the inside though, that is Alex Lloyd. He's another one that we could talk about for decades. Alex Lloyd.
Places so far, Jake. He's out of position. He was out of position at the back of the grid.
Yep.
He's had several problems during the weekend.
Nightmare weekend.
We know he's typically a front runner. So from the back of the grid, again in these conditions, he's enjoying them and he's making up places. 16 so far, but expect him to make up more as the race goes on.
Alex Lloyd up 14 places thus far. Make that 16 as he comes across the line, in fact. Oliver Behrman is up 12. Casper Stevenson is up 9 places. Caden McQueen is up 14. So all going very well indeed for those guys as they make progress. Tyler Reed is making up good progress as well. He's outside the top 20, but he started 34th, so he's made up 12 places there. Just watch Ravenscroft as he comes through. He puts me in mind, Ravenscroft, of a young Nigel Mansell. He just has that same lion ability to charge into every single situation with gusto, with confidence, with determination, but this man has no ounce of ego about him at all. He carries himself with such a natural, raw ability and confidence. He knows how to get this job done, and he's been racing in the senior X30 champion, exploiting the loophole that you can race in seniors from 15 out in Europe. You can't here, you have to be 16 in Britain. So he's actually racing against the senior X30 drivers in Europe, and that has toughened him up big style. He's now racing amongst the juniors and doing a great job in the British Championship. That is Serenetti and Shane White battling away, and these two have had a very interesting weekend. It's not always gone well for either of them, but now they are charging their way forward. Serenetti to 6th, White to 7th as they try and chase down Joe Taylor. Serenetti just keeping one eye over his right shoulder just in case White comes through. That's the invitation, and White does get through, but Serenetti's going to try and charge straight back to him. But you've said this to me time and time again, Alan, the one thing you don't want to be doing when you're in a battle with a driver and they're coming at you is look back, because it's basically an invitation. Well, come and have a go then.
Yeah, it suggests to the driver behind that you haven't got the pace and you're worried. So you're looking at them, is he going to come by me? Have I got the pace to fend him off? That's the message that you're sending to drivers when you look behind. You're saying, I'm worried about you.
Plenty of curbs from these guys out in front once again as Ravenscroft, Pinson and Whitehead are just continuing the pace. Reggie Dewey, fastest of all in the second sector. His times are increasing. He's only 200ths of a second off the pace of Ravenscroft, who has just set the fastest lap, a 1:12.54 from Ravenscroft. Pinson and Whitehead are a lot closer to him than he would like them to be, and they are keeping him honest. This is a great drive from Dragan and from Luke. They are doing a great job there in second and third place. Let's not underrate it. Dragan Pinson in second and Luke Whitehead in particular in third. A very strong weekend from them.
You call him Dragan, I call him Dragon. I'm not sure what the right pronunciation is actually, but
I think he's never told me.
Tomato, but yeah.
He's never come and told me.
I have
so
to check with him. I think it is Dragan Pinson. He is top quality, Jake, as we
oh,
know.
the spin! Now, who is that that's gone into 3 and almost got beached?
Car.
Oh dear.
99.
That's Louis Short, the Italian. So Louis Short, he was one of the finalists in the Autism Award for Downforce UK last year. He's been having a really interesting weekend, but not for the right reasons. But this boy has bags of speed. Do not worry about that. Louis Short has got himself into the Super 1 paddock again for 2018, and they're hoping it's a full-time campaign. Tricky conditions getting the better of them on this occasion. As they come through once more, I think this is the penultimate lap. We're running short on time, and the circuit is a good 13 seconds off the normal pace. In these wet conditions, they're not going to be able to complete another lap before time runs down. So this is going to be the penultimate lap. And look at these four out in front. Ravenscroft, Pinson, Whitehead, Dewey.
I was singing the praises of Clayton Ravenscroft earlier. Difficult to stay out front and lead in these conditions from start to finish. The ABC of driving: application, belief and control. Application of all your learned skills over the years. Belief in yourself and your equipment. And control, always stay in control, never lose control, don't let the red mist descend.
He just displayed it there into the S's. I mean, look at the way he just chucks the kart to the outside apex and onto the curbs. He's got so much knowledge. He believes in his ability to just take the kart over the limit of what any other driver would place in that particular part. Pinson's going to give him a challenge into this last lap. Let's not forget that. He is gaining a little ground on him, but Ravenscroft has just got so much belief and confidence. He can charge the kart to the outside lines and onto those curbs where other drivers would not dare to tread, but he just brings the kart back every time. Last lap, and I don't see Pinson beating him in a straight fight. Ravenscroft is just going to be able to hold on to this as he masters his way through. A 1:12.37, fastest lap of the race thus far, and that is not going to be beaten if you ask me. I think that is done and dusted from his point of view. He's been absolutely superb all the way throughout this, and he is looking absolutely in command of every single corner, every single apex. And this is a boy who F1 teams need to have on their radar, a young British challenger to work their way up. This boy could take on Monte Carlo, Indianapolis, Le Mans, you name it. This boy's got what it takes to get there.
Yeah, he's going to be a major talent moving forward, there's no doubt about it. I was talking about the it factor earlier on, and he has certainly got it in spades.
Out of the Mike Wilson complex for the last time, and although Dragon Pinson is going to give him a challenge all the way to the death, never give up in Super 1 because you never know. Ravenscroft into the right-hander for the last time, and it's done and dusted. Clayton Ravenscroft cleans up here at PF International, and that is absolutely supreme. Supreme at Super 1. Ravenscroft makes it 2 final wins. He leads the championship coming out of this one. Dragon Pinson and Luke Whitehead in the top 3. Reggie Dewey and Joseph Taylor. Then Shane White in P6. Axel Laflamme is 7th, but he will take a penalty. That will promote Alessandro Saranetti into 7th position. Penalties as well for Lewis Thompson and Tom Edgar. That puts Caden McQueen up to 8th. Rufus Hunt to 9th, and Laflamme is going to make the top 10 regardless, despite that penalty. But Clayton Ravenscroft walks away as a double winner. So victories in Europe translate to victories in Britain, Clayton. What a great start to your season.
Yeah, it's been the best year of my life so far, and I'm just hoping to carry it on in both Euro Series and in Super 1.
It's been really tricky today, but you really fought through the weather. I think there's going to be more of these performances to come.
Definitely. I hope that it's dry for the rest of the season, though, even though I was quick in the wet.
Clayton Ravenscroft leads the championship, then going to round 2 on 191. Whitehead on 184 from Pinson in 3rd on 183. Joseph Taylor and Reggie Dewey round out the top 5. This will be a classic battle all the way to the final round of the season. Coming up in part 7, it's the official MSA Cadet Championship.